for the last 4 months, and his daughter is unhealed, alBaz. Now, joining us this morning, talking about this arrest is uh, we've got Wafa Al-Udaini. She is a Gaza-based journalist, and to just give us an insight into what is taking place in the city of Lydd. Wafa, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you.
Yes, wonderful that you're able to join us. Please provide us with an insight into the detention of the Imam Shaikh Yusuf al-Baz in the city of Lydd.
Yes, okay. Actually, the Imam al-Baz, he is Imam of the Grand Umari Mosque in the city of Lydd. And the city of Lydd is one of the occupied towns. In 1948, so many Palestinians were expelled from their homes. And one of the towns who the people, the Palestinians got expelled from Lydd. Some Palestinians expelled from it, and others stay in it, like the family of Sheikh al-Baz. This information is for your audience, because I'm sure that they don't know this. But now they are supposed to Israel supposed to deal with them as citizens of Israel. But in fact, they don't deal with them as citizens like other Israelis, but they just discriminate whenever they deal with Palestinians and whenever they deal with Israelis. So actually, Sheikh al-Baz, they just detained him as they claim for incitement, because he just talk to the youth, to the people, that they have to defend their land, and he just said what is happening on the ground. And of course, when they say that the Israeli settlers, the Zionists, when they storm Al-Aqsa Mosque, this is of course this thing. Every Palestinian. So when he just said that, whether in his Facebook account or to the people in his town, they want to silence him. So they detain him. He is not the first one. Actually, thousands of Palestinians, daily get arrested by the Zionist forces, because they want to silence them. They want to deter their revolution. They don't want them to speak out for the right inside our occupied land, or what they call Israel. Indeed, Sheikh al-Baz, they detained him because they said that he criticized Israeli forces' use of weapons and sonic grenades in Al-Aqsa Mosque during the confrontations a few months ago. And he also posted something imagine what would have happened if they had done this in a synagogue. So this, I'm really sure for anyone who could hear this, this is really, it makes sense, because this is his mosque and this is his land. So this is, his right to speak out. But the Israelis, the Israeli forces try to silence those people, especially the leaders, try to silence them in order to let the others speak the truth from the ground. And all his speech was just hating the brave Palestinians who confront the Israeli forces in Al-Aqsa Mosque, and that's but indeed this thing or these detentions is like organized campaign targeting the political leadership figures. Uh, sorry.
Yes,
uh,
Wafa.
so they want. intimidate the masses, and they want them to accept being a citizen of Israel without any rights like the Israelis. Yes.
Yes, and
And
also,
they
Wafa,
want,
I think when one looks at his daughter's comments, and his daughter makes it clear that he's done nothing wrong, he has committed no crime. But also, you mentioned the leadership and how this Zionist occupying force targets leadership, particularly influential community leaders like Sheikh Yusuf al-Baz, and also psychologically, trying to intimidate the people of Palestine by obviously targeting the leadership in Palestine. And we see this right across the board, and not only in the case of Sheikh Yusuf al-Baz, but we see it right across in many other towns, many other cities, and also I'm sure this is seen in Gaza as well.
yes, of course, no doubt. They believe that, like the masses to follow the leadership or the leaders. So they want to, by in each aggression, they targeted the senior leaders, and whether in resistance movement or in political movement. So the first thing, they just kill this person or this leader in order to intimidate the other people, like what happened in when they, for example, in 2003, when they killed or they assassinated Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, and then the second after Sheikh Abdulaziz al-Ramtisi, also a leader in Hamas movement. They murdered or they assassinated both of them, and after that, like each year, they assassinate another leader each year from the other resistance movement. So they mean indeed to start, murdering the leaders in order to let the others, to disappoint them, to let them feel disappointed, and maybe stop defending their land. But indeed, Palestinians each time it proves that even if leaders go, of course, another leaders will come. Uh, so. Um, so our issue is not solved because a leader gets murdered, but it's at our cause, and it's our duty as Palestinians to defend our land and to free our land from the occupiers.
Yes, and also, Wafa, just looking at the legal system within occupied Palestine, and when one looks at the Zionist entity of Israel, one cannot place a lot of hope or be optimistic with regard to the legal process, because I'm sure in the case of Sheikh Yusuf al-Baz, this is a matter that is going to go to court. But again, we've learned about the court refusing to release him on bail, awaiting trial. And this is also another concern where, justice, justice is not served even by the legal system operating within occupied Palestine.
Yes, exactly. Like if you just hear some of the stories from the occupied territories, you can find the discrimination is so clear, so obvious. I mean, like they just say that Palestinians, because they make incitement, we wanted it, so we will detain them. But indeed, for example, so many rabbis, so many Israeli settlers, and I'm sure you watched the video when they say that kill Arab, kill Muslims, and there are so many incitements from the Israelis. But the Israeli forces, they didn't detain any of those Israelis who made this incitement, and even one of the Knesset members, also said. Uh, he said that we should kill Arabs, it's a Jewish land, we have to expel them all. But we didn't see that the Israeli forces or who they call themselves police, didn't see them detain or even deny this person. So for Palestinians, they are not allowed to speak up. They are not allowed, to say anything, to speak out. But for the Israelis, they can see whatever they want. They can destroy homes, mosques. They can storm mosques and do, whatever they want in the Palestinian land without anybody detaining them. And for your information, just like a few days ago, one of the Israelis he killed a Palestinian man. He just stabbed him and killed him. They claim that we will detain this Israeli who killed this man, but indeed, just a few days, and then for media, and then they just release him. Okay, but if he is a Palestinian, like for those Palestinians who they claim that they stab Israelis, they just, they just detain them imprisonment for life, and sometimes they died inside the Israeli prisons without anybody act or deny or doing anything for Palestinians. So, and even regarding the education itself, like the education system inside Israel, it's all for the Jewish students. And whenever any Palestinians uh, uh, study in the schools, they feel that even the curriculum itself, it's specialized for the Jewish students, not for the Palestinians. So, and like, if I can tell you, like, 1 hour or 2 hours are not enough to tell you, like, how discrimination is so clear, so obvious inside the Israeli system when it comes to Palestinians.
Well, Sister Wafa,
Uh,
Jazakallah khairan for that and for taking time out, talking to us this morning here on Assalam Media. We wish you all the best, inshallah. Allah accept, Allah reward your efforts. And as always, our du'as are with you, our du'as are with our brothers and sisters out in Palestine, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
That was Wafa Al-Udaini, Gaza-based journalist this morning, against the background of Shaikh Yusuf al-Baz, detained for nearly 4 months by the Zionist occupying entity. The time is just gone 8:58. We don't have news this morning, but we still have Juma Nasiha coming up, and we've got Maulana Abdullah Khan, who will be standing by when we come back.
दर्द दिल की दवा तेरे दर पे मिली फूल बन के